experts have uncovered chilling footage which reveals the moment one of the most prolific serial killers in history gave himself away in just 9 seconds. As a respected GP, Harold Shipman presented himself as a pillar of the community. In reality, he used his position as a doctor to murder hundreds of people over a 20-year killing career. Now in a new TV documentary, Faking It, Tears of a Crime, Friday at 10 p.m. on Investigation Discovery, experts in psychology, body language and speech analyze Shipman's behavior in a number of TV and police interviews and uncover how he subconsciously gave himself away in just 9 seconds. Following his conviction, in 2001 Shipman was questioned by police again in connection with more suspicious deaths during his time as a GP in Todmorden, West Yorkshire. Share this article. Share. Mr. Lansley said he must be experiencing fear. How do we know? Because in fear, like our ancestors, if they were threatened by a large animal, they'd freeze. This is where Shipman's guilt leaks from his body. Lansley adds that freeze response is a psychological physical reaction. This is subconscious. This is the point he stops breathing, and he knows the picture is there. He doesn't breathe for 9 seconds. So, Elizabeth Pierce, that name is a problem for him. Also in the documentary, Sir Richard Henriques QC, part of the prosecution counsel who helped put Shipman behind bars, explains how nobody truly knows just how many lives Shipman chose to end, and that the likelihood is that his total number of victims is considerably higher than what he is held accountable for. He says the public inquiries reached 420 on the basis of balance of probabilities, but he was given the benefit of the doubt in a number of cases, and so yes, it could have been more. The experts also examined the police interview tape of James Warnock, who was finally convicted 30 years after murdering Yayanala Yiani in 1982, and pinpoint the moments that he gave himself away to the police. Faking It, Tears of a Crime airs Friday at 10 p.m. on Investigation Discovery. Investigation Discovery is available on Sky 154, Virgin 170 and BT TV 324. Britain's worst serial killer, who is Harold Shipman. Killer GP Harold Shipman killed an estimated total of 250 patients over a 27-year period stretching back to 1971, using the drug diamorphine. Around 80% of his victims were elderly women, with his youngest victim a 41-year-old man. Shipman was convicted of drug offenses in 1976 after becoming addicted to pethidine as a young doctor, but he was allowed to carry on practicing by the General Medical Council, GMC. He began his killing spree in Pontefract General in the early 70s and was eventually arrested in September 1998 aged 52 and was jailed for life in January 2000. He was convicted at Preston Crown Court of the murders of 15 elderly women: Marie West, Irene Turner, Lizzie Adams, Jean Lilly, Ivy Lomas, Muriel Grimshaw, Marie Quinn, Kathleen Wagstaff, Bianca Pomfret, Nora Nuttall, Pamela Hillier, Maureen Ward, Winifred Miller, Joan Melia and Kathleen Grundy. 10 days after his whole life-term conviction plus a 4-year sentence for forgery, the GMC struck Shipman off the register. A year after his sentencing, an inquiry was launched which concluded that the family doctor had killed at least 215 of his patients between 1975 and 1998, during which he had also practiced in Todmorden, West Yorkshire, 1974-1975, and Hyde, Greater Manchester, 1977-1998. A sixth and final report in 2005 found further suspicions about other deaths in his early career, and Dame Janet Smith, The judge who submitted the report estimated his total victim count over the 27-year period was 250. On the eve of his 58th birthday, Shipman was found hanged in his cell in a Wakefield prison in January 2004. His wife Primrose Shipman, who maintained her husband's innocence after his conviction, received his full NHS pension, which she would not have been entitled to had Shipman lived past age 60.